So, today we're tackling a big one for anybody trying to get an idea off the ground: web hosting. It can feel like this huge, expensive hurdle. But what if it didn't have to be? What if you could get a totally professional start for free? All right, let's get into it. You've got it, right? That brilliant idea. It could be a new blog, your artist portfolio, that side hustle you've been dreaming about. You are fired up and you're ready to get it out there for the whole world to see. And then you hit the wall. You start Googling web hosting and are just flooded with options and technical jargon and all these confusing pricing plans. And boom, that's where you get stuck. It's that classic analysis paralysis, and it's where so many great ideas just fizzle out. And this right here, this is what we can call the creator's starting problem. It's this fundamental and honestly very common misunderstanding of what you really need just to get the ball rolling. A lot of us fall into this trap. We think we need this super powerful, expensive hosting package from the get-go. And that belief, it creates this double whammy of a barrier. First, there's the financial one. It costs money you might not want to spend yet. And second, there's the mental one. It just makes the whole thing feel way more complicated than it needs to be. So how do you get around that? Well, there's this one company, Kreshendo Kreations, and they're coming at this with a totally different philosophy. It's all about just removing those barriers. And here it is. This is their core idea. It's not about giving you the most gigabytes or unlimited everything. No, it's about giving you the essentials, the things you absolutely need to look professional and credible right from day one. So what does brand ready even mean? Well, it's actually pretty simple, but it is so powerful. You can connect your own domain name, so you're yourawesomeproject.com, not some clunky subdomain. You get a real branded email account like hello@yourawesomeproject.com. That alone builds so much trust. And maybe most importantly, they don't force ugly ads all over your website. And this, right here, this is the key. They call it friction-free hosting. The whole goal is to remove the friction. By taking that monthly bill completely out of the equation, it helps you make that leap from just thinking about starting to actually being online. It's all about action. Okay. A nice philosophy is one thing, but how does it actually stack up against the other options out there? Let's put it to the test. Let's do a little head-to-head comparison. All right, first up, Infinity Free. Now, if you just look at the raw numbers here, you'd probably think Infinity Free is the obvious winner, right? 5 gigs of space, unlimited bandwidth. But hang on, look closely at that last line. And that's it. That is the professional difference. That one single branded email account. For someone just starting out, that can be way more valuable than a bunch of storage you're probably not even going to use yet. It's about professional identity, not just raw power. Okay, next, let's look at award space. Now, on paper, these look almost identical. 1 gig of storage is the same as 1,000 megs. 5 gigs of bandwidth, it's a match. The real difference isn't in the tech specs, it's in the focus. Kreshendo is laser-focused on being that very first step for a creator, building an ecosystem that assumes you'll grow and need to upgrade, but only when you're actually ready. So what about just paying a little bit, like with a cheap option like Hostinger? Well, sure, for about $2 a month, you get a lot more storage. But Crescendo's advantage here isn't trying to beat them on gigabytes. It's competing on the cost of entry, which is zero. It completely removes that financial friction we were just talking about. And this table just lays it all out so clearly. Look across that branded email row for the free providers. You see that? Only one of them has a yes. That's the unique spot Kreshendo occupies in this space, giving you those professional essentials at absolutely zero cost. So after looking at all that, let's nail down what the real competitive edge is here. It's not about being the biggest or having the most of everything. It's about being the smartest way to start. And this lays out the journey perfectly. It's a simple 3-step process. Step 1, you launch right now for free, no barriers. Step 2, you use those professional tools to build your brand and your audience. And step 3, only when your project is growing and you're ready for more, do you upgrade to a paid plan. It's just a logical, completely low-risk way to grow. So let's just recap the toolkit you get. You get to use your own domain, you get that super important branded email, and there are no forced ads. Plus, you get practical tools like a website builder and even support for things like PHP and Python. It is a really complete package for a serious professional launch. Okay, so we've covered what it is and how it stacks up. But here's the most important question of all. Is it right for you? For your project? Let's break down who this is really built for. If your project fits into one of these buckets, then yeah, this is probably a perfect match. A new blogger who's just finding their voice, an artist who just needs a clean, simple portfolio, a freelancer who needs to look professional from day one, or maybe a coach who just wants to test a new offer with a simple landing page. For these things, you don't need a giant server. You just need a professional-looking home online. And hey, let's be real here. It's also important to know who this isn't for. If you're planning on launching a massive online store with thousands of products or a web app you expect to go viral on day one, you're going to need something bigger and more powerful. This is designed to be the starting line, not the finish line for every single project out there. So we end up right back where we started. For most of us, the biggest thing stopping us is just starting. The big takeaway here is that the tools to launch your project professionally are out there, and that cost barrier, well, it's been removed. So the real question to ask yourself is a simple one. What could you launch today if the hosting bill was zero? What's stopping you now?